Could deterrence itself become the new weapon of choice? When Russian-made Buk-M2E air defense systems rolled into Venezuelan positions near Caracas, the message was unmistakable. Latin America's skies were no longer uncontested. In a region once dominated by U.S. air power, Venezuela has drawn a line, fortified by Russian engineering and geopolitical intent. How close can a bomber fly before it becomes a threat? The deployment came as US B-1B Lancer bombers conducted high-profile flights near Venezuelan airspace, operations seen by Caracas not as training, but as intimidation. Washington described them as routine patrols, but the context told a different story. The B-1B, a supersonic heavy bomber capable of speeds exceeding Mach 1.2 and a combat radius of over 5,500 kilometers, can carry a payload of up to 34 metric tons of guided and unguided munitions, including air-to-ground 158 joint air-to-surface SM cruise missiles and JDAM precision bombs. Designed for deep strike penetration, it's not a symbolic presence, it's a strike platform. For Venezuelan military planners, such flights are unmistakable signals of escalation. Each low-altitude run near national borders mimics the pre-attack profiles used in previous U.S. air campaigns. In response, Venezuela repositioned its Buk-M2E batteries to critical corridors surrounding the capital, the Caracas-La Guaira axis, the La Carlota airfield, and coastal radar nodes overlooking the Caribbean. These sites were chosen for a reason. They cover approach vectors from the north, where U.S. aircraft routinely operate from bases in Puerto Rico and Curaçao. Each launcher and radar array now stands as part of a layered denial zone, designed to challenge any foreign aircraft daring to approach Venezuelan skies. What makes the Buk-M2E such a dangerous equalizer? Technically, the Buk-M2E represents a serious evolution in Venezuela's layered air defense network. Paired with the long-range S-300VM and the legacy Pechora-2M systems, it fills the crucial medium-altitude gap. The Buk-M2E air defense system sits atop a high-mobility 9A317E tracked platform, purpose-built for rapid movement and battlefield endurance across varied terrain. This rugged chassis grants the system the flexibility to relocate within minutes, greatly improving its survivability against preemptive strikes and electronic reconnaissance. At the heart of the Buk-M2E's capability lies the 9S36 multifunctional radar, delivering 360-degree situational awareness and detecting aerial threats at ranges of up to 120 kilometers. It can simultaneously guide 4 missiles toward multiple targets, ensuring a swift and coordinated response to complex air assaults. Working in tandem with the 9S18M13 Snowdrift target acquisition radar, the Buk forms a layered detection and engagement network that blankets Venezuelan airspace in a dense protective grid. The Snowdrift radar, optimized for low-altitude detection, can identify hostile aircraft as far as 85 kilometers away, even under heavy jamming or terrain interference. This pairing allows the system to maintain continuous surveillance and ensure precise guidance throughout combat operations. Is this deployment just defense or projection by proxy? This is a Russian strategy in motion. The Buk-M2E's presence in Venezuela is not just a sale, it's projection. Moscow's doctrine of forward defense thrives on extending deterrence through allied nations. When Russian weapons appear in foreign skies, they carry more than explosive payloads, they carry political weight. By arming Caracas, Moscow ensures its influence endures thousands of kilometers from its borders, right on the periphery of America's sphere. In 2025, as Caracas and Moscow formalized their renewed strategic partnership, the timing was deliberate. Russia, under Western sanctions and military confrontation elsewhere, needed symbolic victories. Venezuela, isolated yet defiant, needed credible defense. The Buk-M2E became their handshake in steel. For Moscow, it demonstrated reach. For Caracas, it secured survival. How does a single system reshape a nation's defense posture? Major air defense drills followed the Buk deployment, signaling operational readiness and coordination between ground-based radar units and mobile missile batteries. The Buk-M2E's agility ensures Venezuela's air defense grid can never be fully mapped or pre-targeted, forcing U.S. bombers and reconnaissance drones to alter their flight paths or risk engagement. Even without a missile ever being launched, deterrence works. The radar's lock-on becomes psychological warfare as much as tactical defense, altering U.S. mission planning before the first shot is fired. What does sovereignty look like when it's radar-guided? Politically, the move reasserts Venezuela's sovereignty amid growing pressure. It's a declaration that any strike, whether justified as counter-narcotics or precision deterrence, will not go unchallenged. Reports have already surfaced that the U.S. is considering limited strikes against Venezuelan military targets under the pretext of countering cartel-linked operations. The Buk deployment forces Washington to think twice, and that hesitation is precisely the point. Power, after all, often lies not in firing, but in the threat of fire. By showcasing modern Russian weaponry, Venezuela also boosts domestic morale, reinforcing the image of a state ready to defend itself, no matter who the aggressor may be. Has the Cold War ever truly ended or just changed coordinates? The deployment also reveals the deeper pulse of great power rivalry. The Cold War never truly ended, it just shifted theaters. Today, the contest unfolds through proxies and platforms, through trade deals and missile systems, not tank divisions. Latin America has once again become a chessboard where Russia tests the boundaries of U.S. dominance. Each new radar, each Buk launcher, each joint exercise between Caracas and Moscow sends a message. The balance of power is no longer one-sided. For Washington, this complicates regional planning. For Moscow, it's strategic brilliance. And for Venezuela, it's survival wrapped in symbolism, a nation projecting strength through the shadow of its allies' technology. So, that's for today's episode. What are your thoughts on this? Share it below. Until then, thanks for watching.